Got this, the ridiculous recap. So 11:36 on February 21st, 2024, the club officer workshop, and Sean Green speaking. Okay, so moving on. And next here, the agenda, right? So we're gonna go over a little bit of things here. Obviously that kind of cut off the last bit here, but we're going to go over essentially the overview of the entire incentive program. We're not gonna go into details about it, right? We're only gonna specifically list the additions that have been added to the program from the fall semester to the spring semester. We're gonna point those out so that we're making sure that everybody is aware and communicating effectively, so that we make sure that those opportunities to fulfill those requirements are done and you earn the money for your club, right? Any of those new changes that will be listing off, I would say to, if you're not comfortable with Wolfpack Connect, there's multiple ways to reach out to us. Coming down Student Life, emailing me, any one of the executive leadership team, and also coming to the next workshop, which we'll have demonstrations about that, right? So I'm going to point that out, but all the other stuff we're kind of going to say, if you have questions about the incentive program itself, reference the club guide, right? That club guide is there to be your aid and tell you exactly what you need to do to fulfill, and that's going to be found in Wolfpack Connect on the main page going to view club resources. So that said, we're going to move down to the 3-star program, which has some specific things that only you can do for the spring semester. So you couldn't do them in the fall, right? So I'm making sure to point those out, including one of the big ones, which is, I don't know why that blue dot's right now, that's really ridiculous. The Student Success Award nomination, which is on this sheet. I'll also have a QR code when we get to it. I will be doing a quick demonstration to show how easy it is to do. And kind of just going over that, right? And then a little bit of announcements at the end of things to expect, like the dates of the next workshop, yada, 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 and rah, right? So before I let Rosmada talk here, I just want to quickly check in throughout this. If anyone has questions at any point, just feel free to raise your hand if you feel comfortable that way. If you also feel comfortable saying it out loud, that's fine. It might be easier for the people online to raise their hands so we can see it. We have multiple computers up in the room to try to identify that. Yeah, are there any questions at this time before we move in and actually start this thing off? No questions? No questions is a good thing for me. All right, so Rosmada, I'm gonna let you begin now with the first star.
So, hello everyone, my name is Rosmada Kabri, and we are going to talk about the incentive programs. It's a program that ELT has put into place to help clubs get more funds. So to get the 3 level 1 stars and get up to 150, you need to register for your club at the beginning of the semester, during fall semester. Every semester you need to register your club, and 2 of the officers need to attend orientation and complete a quiz. Like this orientation, this is not an orientation, this is a workshop today.
Yep.
It's not an orientation, but then during orientation, after they're done, we have a quiz that we send them out to all the students participating, and they need to make the quiz at the end. We also need 2 officers to complete the self-guided Wolfpack Connect training that we have. Those trainings are online on Wolfpack Connect, and 2 of the students need to also fulfill that. They also need to post an event or a meeting and post it on Wolfpack Connect for students. And 2 of the new requirements that we added is sending out emails. So it's easy, when you have an event, it's easier to go on Wolfpack Connect and send an email to all the students within your club. And if you don't know how to do that, we have some videos, or you can sometimes come within Student Life so that we can help you out. So this is a new requirement that we added for the level 1, sending out email through WolfpackConnect, and also posting news about your club on your WolfpackConnect. Yeah.
And I'll also add, if I may, Rajmila, the email feature is really useful, right? Because it allows you to identify within the actual club the members versus the officers. And those officers are your leadership team, right? So your president, your secretary, the advisor, any other specific roles that help to maintain the organizational and effectiveness of how your club runs. So sending out an email is sweet because you have a bunch of different features. You have email templates that you can immediately make if you say you want to send out, have an event and you want, customize in a specific way with a bunch of different features and accessibility options. It's really sweet. It's really slick. And the new updated platform really does provide quite a bit. But the fact that you can identify specific groups and subgroups of people and members within your club is really effective. And then that post news on your Wolfpack Connect website, I don't really know if many people know that everyone has an external website that faces the public. If you're not a student at the college and you're like, hey, what's going on? I get questions all the time. I want to join your club, right? What clubs do you have? Or I want to know, say come fall, what's available? Well, previous to the old version of Wolfpack Connect didn't have a way to allow, it had to be inside the actual network, the domain that, for security purposes. So you kind of couldn't see what was available as options. It limited our ability to really provide that good customer service interaction. This new platform allows everybody to, if you're just a random guest or whatever, want to check it out, you can view it without having to log into the platform, see everything that's available. And then every single club, when you become official to the Madison College, you're an official club, which everyone here is, you get your own website that you can customize that is external facing, and it allows you to help continue to brand your club and market it and reach out. And that's what the post newsletters thing is about. Like, we've used that a few times as testing, and it's actually been proven to be effective in the fall. So I loved it, and again, check out March. If you don't know how to use it yet, you will soon. Sorry for taking up, I'm a big talker there, Rasmana. I'm gonna let you continue on with the second set.
So for the level 2 free-time incentive, for sure, you need to complete first everything on the number 1 level, and then also submit your club goals to ELT. We also need 2 of the officers to participate in club officer workshop. This is a workshop. So you need to check in for the event of today so that we can make sure that you actually came to the event. Those online will check you out later, or you can go on WolfpackConnect under the event and check in. So you need to be checked in, and after the workshop, you need to complete a reflection. We don't send out links for you to complete the reflection. So, but you need to do, 2 of the officers need to do so to complete the 3-star level 2. And one more thing that we added is tracking attendees by checking students' leads. So if you have an event and you have created an event on WolfpackConnect, students can come to an event and check in. So if you have done so, it's also one of the requirements for the level 2. And also host at ELT events. We sometimes do campus fun day, involvement fair. We have 2 upcoming. So if you haven't done and you want to come and table, you can do so to complete the 3-star level 2 for up to 250.
What are the upcoming events?
We've got the involvement fair is going to be the big ones. I know that next officer orientation, I can give you a specific date if you're interested. It would be March 26th, I want to say. And then the involvement fair.
It's March 25th.
Day right first. So you know what? Boom, boom, doo-doo, right off the tip. But the involvement fairs, the Winter Fest, which we just had over the last 2 weeks, the fall involvement fair, these are all ways to recruit new members, right, and interact with the student body and build your club, right? Sorry if I talk too much on that one. Okay, yeah, definitely. I'm just getting this set up here so I can go ahead and fill this stuff out. Hey, Justin, what's up, bro?
Oh, hey, Sean.
Yeah, grab some pizza if you haven't already, man.
Oh, thanks.
All right, so moving on here.
I got a quick.
Are there any questions on, yeah,
I saw that, there was tabling, we can pull a table out and
Yep.
everything. Is there any, requirements for a club to pay for that space like, employers do, or is that all free for clubs?
so, yeah, it's part of the resources that you get for being an official recognized Madison College club. So if you need a table, and need help reserving something, come to us, come to the student life front desk, say, I need to reserve a table out front of the, of student life or somewhere in the atrium. I say I want to use, the popcorn machine. I want to have some sort of activity, like, playing bags or, ring toss, whatever. Those are all things that we've got available on hand and that we're ready to say, hey, yeah, definitely, let's help make sure that we can help find ways to help you guys have a good, successful event, right? And so, yeah, there's no paying for any of it, yeah. No.
And one last question on what you guys just covered. Is there a, actual live calendar somewhere that we could see all the events as they pop up? I apologize.
No, no.
So.
I'm, you know what, I'm happy that you're asking the questions, right? So, oops, I just went ahead. This is really embarrassing. Here, let me do this. This is sharing, cool. Let me open, I have to stop sharing and then share this screen. So, okay, cool. So you go on the main page, right? I'm sorry that I get that out of the way. From this main page, again, like I say, the big important things you thought, what were the most useful things we can put on the front page? Your club resources. That's going to be where you find your stuff. If you want to start a new club as a student or join something, you can also do that by clicking up top here. But the other cool thing is events. So I want to check out all the events going on. Boom. 229 events that we have going on is a humongous number that we've never had in past semesters, even in past years. This has actually grown quite significantly, which leads us to believe that the platform is actually doing its job. It's helping to find ways for engagement. But yeah, you can also there's so many cool things you can do with us. Again, specifying what you're looking for though too. So categories, if I want to be a leadership thing. So I help with the student center, for example. So I'm looking for leadership things. Well, I know that I'm going to find a few things on here. Anything that was tagged with a leadership opportunity. I know I'm going to find student senate coming up here down the road. Eventually at some point. Well, I didn't do that, so I made that mistake. But something I will add though. But you look at Rise SAP though, right? So they are utilizing the tagging, right? They're making sure the more tags that you have of ways of identifying what specifically either your club is about or what the event is about is going to give you more results return back when you're looking for a specific category. Leadership, that's why it's popping up so often, right? As well as STEM voices. But again, there's group type. If I want, say, look for a student organization compared to a student club, a department, say, student life has a department where you can ask questions and get help. But you can also search by all the different clubs as well. So I know your Burns Ice Club, so it's like we could go ahead and search your Burns Ice Club and see upcoming past. Again, some it may seem very redundant here, but this is amazing just because of the amount of specificity, if I'm saying that right, that you have now that you didn't have in the past, and giving students more freedom and flexibility to find what they're looking for on campus. And as a previous student, that it makes the student experience a lot better, right? I feel very confident saying that. So I'm gonna go back to the other one here. And section quick, sure again, cause I'm gonna obviously do the walkthrough here in a second, but I want to go to the window, go back to this. Oh, yep, cool, and now let's not screw this up and do that out of the way. There we go, so, next one, we've got, this is the big one, so. The third star, well, really, it kind of is very self-explanatory. You complete everything that you've done in prior level 1 and level 2. We've already explained what those are. You're submitting a goal progress report, where, you're identifying, when you start a club, obviously you have to identify your mission statement. What's the club and what purpose does this club serve for the Madison College student body? How is it helping to improve the student experience and providing a space for either a specific set of students who are looking for, say, I want to play hacky sack, and now I'm giving them a space to, find other friends and like-minded ideas, or a bigger group where you're like, hey, having an involvement there, which you don't know what you want, and you kind of have a big palette of all these different things, right? So the goal progress report kind of like helps say, hey, where are we touching on? Submit a year-end report. This is a little bit more detailed, but it's just summarizing what you've accomplished, maybe some of the challenges that you've experienced, and ways that and when I say you, I hope everyone's identifying that I'm talking about the club itself and or the leadership team, identifying how we were able to maybe come to a resolution or find a way around a certain problem that was creating a blockade. And then the big one is nominate here, and this is the key one here, right? So nominate clubs and leaders for the student success awards. So student life, ELT wants to be able to, say, hey, recognize good work and say like, people who have been really pushing to fulfill the leader, the incentive program, and students themselves, individuals, club activity, there's so many different categories here, and we're going to show you in a second, but we want to give you our space to celebrate that. So maybe some of you have already seen what that is like last spring if you were here, but it's a pretty cool experience, and that's the big thing, is nominating clubs and leaders for the student success awards. I'm gonna ask before I go to the next slide. We have questions in the chat. I'll respond. Okay, cool. All right, so
I have a question.
yeah, so,
Is it like students or?
yeah.
Students?
Exactly. You can nominate, obviously there's specifics a little bit here, like if I wanted to say as a student nominate Brian Moore for the award of club advisor of the year, obviously I couldn't nominate a student as that club advisor recipient. I have to nominate an employee member, right? So there's obviously a little bit of guidelines, but pretty much overall, yeah, it's a free for all. You're identifying what you believe is good hard work, and those votes tally up. Maybe votes to all of them, and you get awards and great stuff, right? Does that answer your question?
Can faculty members nominate?
Yes, they can. Yeah, they can, definitely. All right, not seeing any questions in the chat, so moving on here. Right, so that's the link, right? Nominations open on Monday. They're going to be open through March 19th. That gives the committee enough time to go through all of the complete forums and see who the specific recipients are going to be, and allows them to do the planning that they need to do. It happens in May. No, it happens in April. I'm sorry. May would be way too late. Late April. Yeah, so they need some time to really be able to do all the logistical stuff with planning and event management, but it also allows us to discuss all the results of that come in. That right there, scanning that, filling that out, according to that link, will provide the requirement to be fulfilled for the third star program. So with that said, I'm going to now I'm going to do a walkthrough, right? And just go over it. While I'm doing that, I'm going to point out this. I did it again, you know, I just did it again. These ones that, because Rasmaan is gonna talk a little bit more about these while I'm doing the demonstration, but Club Advisor of the Year, Club Officer of the Year, Taylor Roberts Student Life Leadership Award, Outstanding Student Group for Community Service, and Student Club of the Year. Those are your categories, the big categories that apply to student clubs. So filling out one of those, again, like I said, will fulfill the requirement for that third star spot in the incentive program. So while I'm gonna stop sharing again and move over to the other screen, and Rasmaan is gonna kind of speak more about what each one of these positions is, right? Sorry for all the back. All right, so here we go. I'm going to go ahead and obviously what you're seeing is a slightly different screen, right? Perhaps a little bit slightly different, obviously, because I'm an admin. But every one of you who's an officer is added to the executive leadership team so you can get their communications being sent out in monthly newsletters and stuff like that. So everyone technically has the ability, should have the ability, if they don't, let me know, to be able to go to the executive leadership team's dashboard and see this exact same screen. But surveys and forums, if you want to cut to the chase, you just scan that QR code, obviously, right? All right, I'm gonna go now to award nomination. So, and let's go to here. So, that's, I mean, as you can see, there are more options on here than what we listed, what I just spoke off to, but again, some of those like shared governance, that's more relating to the shared governance of the concept that the college runs off of. So slightly not, does not pertain to student clubs. Some of these elements, student tutor, you know, you got kind of the gist, but so let's go through this, you know, this is your first page. And then, oh, what do I want to do? Well, let's just do club officer here. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just gonna, now for the sake of this, let's make sure we're filling out all the information, but I'm just gonna kind of quickly chase your to hopefully allow that hopefully that was work. Oh. Name of the student. Justin, I was your terrible name of spelling your name. Is this right?
Yeah, that's right.
All right, and OVIEVO. IEO, like that?
Yep.
That's the club, first year officer. What are you an officer for?
La raza.
That's what I thought. And what's your position?
I'm just gonna take a meeting member.
Say it one more time.
Organizing committee.
See if I can. Organize. Help me out here. Sarah again, but slower. I'm
Just ING.
ING, organizing what?
Community.
Committee. That's it? Cool. I was too real. I can't spell, you know, it's just, that's a terrible one. Please describe how this club officer has helped advance the mission of the, because awesome, you know, please provide examples. One was awesome last week.
Still awesome.
This Monday. And pretty awesome right now today. For example, the Father's Club officers demonstrated, I mean a lot. I don't even know if I spelled a lot right, but too many to tell. Don't do this. actually list them all. But and then I hit submit, right? And there you go. That's as easy as it is. And that, again, fulfills the requirement that you need that third star And that's a big one. I think that is actually like 50 points, which is equivalent to the dollar amount. It's $50. I mean, that most things are like 5, 10, 25, 50, a $50 amount is big. So this is a huge chunk that if you want to get that additional money added, but you saw how easy it was, right? Now, remind you, Ms. that I gotta go back in and delete this, so that it doesn't pop up. So, and as you can see, we have everything pop up once something's been, submitted, so we can then go through it later on, right? So I'm going to again stop sharing. I feel like I did this last time or it did not. Questions online? Any at all?
No, I'm good.
I like it that you're good, Robert. That makes me feel good inside. All right, and did you want, I'm sorry, again, I'm gonna take the part on the spotlight here. Did you want to add anything to this slide at all?
So this is obviously students from the club nominating the advisor. So they're going to go through the same questions, give them the reasons, and then the committee is going to go through, read, and also see how many they receive before they can choose one of the advisors to get that recognition. And then also for the officers, depending on how many, what is said on the sheet that you will send, the form that you will send. And for the current Robert Student Life Leadership Award, let's see.
Which I won, by the way, after you.
Please, can you explain that one?
It's actually a big award. I can't, Robert, to believe if I remember correctly, was one of the directors of Student Life who did a lot of, advocating for, students and the student experience and did a lot of directing and building of how the Student Life Department runs now. And so, it has way to honor the work that she's done. The top tier award, which is, the highest leadership award that you can get as a student in this college, is the Karen Roberts Student Life Leadership Award. Your name, clubs who win and all the other things that's put on the wall of honor that goes down that hallway. But you can see have your specific name on that wall, forever. And, you just hope that they don't misspell your name to Sean Bean and, not Sean Green. And then, because if that happens, then they don't ever fix it and you're just, Sean Bean forever. So,
That happened.
I'm not saying that happened or anything, but,
So for this award, can you be nominated by advisors and students at the same?
yeah.
So you can have your fellow students nominate you and also advisor and staff. But outstanding student group for community service. So if your club has done volunteerings on the community and you want to have a reward for that, so we advise clubs to do community services. So if you have done so, you can definitely get this award during the event, the big event that we're having. And Student Club of the Year, you can have your club members nominate you and you can get the awards.
Yeah.
And you also have one more that is not listed here, the Student Life Leadership Certificate.
Go.
For that certificate, there are some requirements. You need to have at least 20 hours of volunteering that you have done, and you have checked them in on wolfpackconnect through the volunteer center. You need to have 20 hours. You need to do interviews with two faculty members from school or outside of school. It can be related to I'm a student in accounting. I can interview two faculty members in accounting, ask them questions about job, any question that you have, you do the interview with them. You prepare your questions, do the interview with them, and then at the end, you're going to make a presentation telling us what you have learned with them, how the volunteering went. So those are the requirements to fill out and get that certificate at the end of the semester during the event. And for club officers or for club leaders who have earned these leadership certificates, they'll have their club get $25 because they have done so. They'll get money for the club.
Yes.
For volunteering, is there a time limit on when you did it?
I'm gonna tell you, well, I guess, I'm gonna originally say no right now, but then as I was thinking about saying no and opening my mouth, I thought maybe to ask, do you have an example that you're thinking in your head as to why, like,
Is it like while I'm a student here?
yeah, that would, because it goes to, you know, if there's a reason why your club decided to do something like volunteering, I mean, you would be affiliated with the club. The club also earns the money as well as you earn the certificate. So yeah, I mean, it have to be, I mean, the interviews that you have are gonna be linked to your time while you've been here. So it would have to be in the domain of some sort of link and affiliation to your time here at Mass College, yeah.
It has to be tied to my club.
For this one, it's individual, so it doesn't have to be. But then the one for the club, you have to do the community service as a club. Yeah, for that one. But then for this one, it's individual. And you don't have to go through the volunteer center here to do volunteering outside and put your hours. Like I've volunteered for so many hours at the River Food Pantry before I come even at Madison College, but I put those hours as long as they can confirm where you volunteer, even if it's a year ago or some months ago, as long as they can see, remember and confirm that you were there for those hours, yes, you're okay.
So for this one, I can be before when I was
Here, yeah, because after this, there is another one. For instance, if you are an international student, there is the International Student Award that you can get for the Community Service Award. And it's also, if you are a native student, it's the one called the President Volunteership Award. And for that one, you need at least 100 hours done within a year. So if it's this one, you need to do all those hours within a year. So from school, for sure, you can have 100 hours with them. So you have to volunteer hours, but it has to be within a year. And this is also on the list. If you want to be awarded for that one, if you have done 100 hours of volunteering. But maybe
international.
yeah, if you're an international student, yes.
That the
Not a Debbie one. That one is for students with disabilities.
international student volunteer.
Yeah, that's the one with 100 hours. And the other one is for the president. If you're a native student.
So what is it called for international?
But
Yeah.
it's on the website. It's on the
Yeah,
website.
I mean-
Can you submit on the website?
Yeah, because, and I think you won some, you personally were, Ryan, I think you won
This-
some
It's,
stuff
This
in the
group
past.
sector, yes.
It's in descriptions, names and descriptions on second page G. It's right there. So the back of the front page, letter G.
Yeah.
Description. each word.
You know why? You know why that's all it is? Because,
I feel,
we got golf things you have to go with every time, so, don't worry. Oh, I think that,
I'm special, maybe I stole the only one.
Yeah, maybe you have the.
Yeah, I put my notes on and for safety and program.
Oh.
oh, yeah.
Is that the only one you had?
No, I mean, we have copies. We actually have, when we're getting ready for this, I printed off some and she printed off some. So I'm pretty sure that the stack that got printed off was my stack and my stack obviously didn't have everything. But we do actually have the full list and what we can do here is send out a communication to everyone with that actual link as a PDF, so you can see it, right? So I'm sorry, I mean, yeah, it's a bummer right now, but it's not even really that much of a bummer. I mean, you know, if you actually went to right now on the student, if you went on to the students.madisoncollege.edu and typed in the search for student success awards, I bet you would find the posting that says that they're open right now, the nominations are open, and it would probably give you a description of the position there as well.
Oh, yeah, and it's not on this list because it's, you have to do the hours, it's through the, yeah, it's not a competition. It's through the voluntary center. As long as you have done them, you don't have to be nominated, you automatically get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it's not on this.
Well, there we go.
Yeah.
And that's why I was so confused, right? So it makes all sense, right?
Yeah, you don't need to be nominated for that. You just need to complete 100 hours for everyone, yeah.
And look, it looks like they fall under the student life leadership.
Yeah, there's a few different things, one of them actually has a lot. I'm not joking, you could actually use your time helping with, on the leadership team and SOS. You could actually, I'm telling you right now, you can use those hours. You could link those hours and say, and do it. I'm giving you authority right now to use that. Yeah.
Is time spent working on the club volunteering or not?
I guess someone can make, I can't say how I look at it. I look at it as no, right? Because you're doing something for the purpose of the club and you're, it's a selfless contributing act of your club. You get something out of it as improving as a leader and improving and just being able to have experiences and grow, right? I could see someone making the other point though, an argument for it being, I don't really, I guess I don't really fully, I would probably say it's gonna be a no. It's gonna be something I can check on though and get your name.
I think it's a no. I've already
Yeah.
asked, Amy.
You have
Because,
answers?
yeah, some of the officers, club officers has come to one of our workshops and then those hours as volunteering since you guys are not paid for it. But then Amy said no, because technically you're doing this for your club, towards the incentive program or for your leadership position. So no, technically it's not.
Well, there we go. We have that answer, yeah. So, but I still could see, let's still see someone making a valid point, for that. But yeah, this is all big and yeah, you get recognized at the banquet, which is really cool. All right, so, before moving on, we don't have much left, honestly. But before moving on, I just want to check in with the online crowd. Barbara, give me the lowdown. How are things going out there?
It's going okay. We got my group is, we got a couple of things in line, so in store for next month. You guys be looking out for Love, Grow, Serve. So yeah,
Cool.
things are going.
Awesome. But I'm using you as the representative for the online group. I know I just felt a bunch of big, heavy weight on saying you're the leader of the group, but sometimes that's how it's fall into place, right? But thanks for giving me the heads up, Barbara. If anyone does have questions, they can make sure to continue to ask if you do. All right, moving on. Not much left, honestly, right? So, if you have questions, if you need help with something, if you're like, I don't know what to do, where to start, or oh my God, you can come to the open drop-in hours. You can just walk into student life. Rosmada, Grace, Matt, Jaden, all those students will be available depending on their schedule. Obviously, again, academics is the priority, right? I'm usually on campus as well, so I'll be in my office as well. And then if not me, and then Ellie, I guess. But yeah, these are the main hours. You can find us at Truex. You can also, obviously, and you're gonna see it in the last slides, always send an email to, you send an email to me or any one of the ELT group, but the main official email that we use is clubs@madisoncollege.edu. You've got questions, we all have access to do that, and we check it regularly and respond back as often as we can, depending on how busy we are. And so, yeah, so these are the hours that we have available. to kind of make sure that we can provide assistance. All right, so last but not least, right, the announcement, right? So yeah, March 26th, like we said earlier, 1 to 2, C 2402, C as in Charlie, 2402. March 26th, 1 to 2 p.m. That's gonna be the next workshop. Like I brought up in the beginning of this workshop, some of those additional new features that we added to the incentive program will be it walkthrough and demonstration like the email and the newsletter, so you can you know, you should checking that out hands-on like that, some of that. Otherwise, if you, again, questions come to us, you know. And then, yeah, like I said, you know, the window that 19th, February 19th, March 19th. And then the, last but not least, the, last big push, for the end of the, spring semester is the involvement fair, March 25th from 11 to 1 p.m. I believe that's in the atrium. I don't know why that's not really listed down, but yeah, right out front of student life. Again, just check your communications. Mac is sending out news to everyone, you know, as we get closer to that date. But yeah, you can do it one and then go to the workshop next, and we just have a lot of fun, you know, whatever. I don't care, you know, it's just have a great time, right? All right, so that's pretty much gonna wrap it up here. And then we have this typical slide for you that says questions. I can't, I don't, yeah. So do we have any questions or anything that I can help shed some light on? If I didn't do a good job explaining something, I can explain better. Yeah.
If I can manage to get my club officers to your orientations that are scheduled, can we use the drop-in hours to go through the slides and do the orientation
Yeah.
kind of during the drop-in hour?
Yeah, I think what we do have in the orientation is as an update your on-demand option, right? So I mean, yeah, all that stuff can be, we all did parts of just, you know, capturing, explaining the orientation, and then just fill out kind of an orientation quiz at the end. It's just 5 easy questions, but that's something that they can do on their own time. They just have to get it done before, I think it's before, right before finals is it, the issue is making, obviously we have to, though this platform's awesome, right? It's still our first year implementing the new update, Wolfpack Connect. And so a lot of these things are automated, just they instantly do them. So if you do something and immediately every day it syncs up, checks student statuses with PeopleSoft, and then it starts checking the statuses with the tracks and checklists with, we have some logic statements kind of going on in the background, and it does all the processes. But it's always good to be on the safe side of saying, is this thing actually working correctly? Because we want to make sure that if you did something, you're actually getting what you did. You know, if you have money that you should be earning, your club, I don't want you to miss out on it. So we do an audit at the very end, where we just check everything. That happens. We then make see, you know, hey, who's done events at Goodman South? We give an extra $50 to anyone who's done something at Goodman South. So just think about that. And then we have to deal with the process of money, of getting that sent out and distributed to the club accounts. And it just takes time. Once it happens though, I mean, we're a little bit, everything resets for the next semester, and we're kind of, it's a little bit out of our hands at this point because we can't do anything. We can't go back and fix it. So before, I would say, make sure you get everything done before finals, because I know ELT, the rest of the students are gonna be busy with exams, just like all the other students will be. So they're not, those dropping hours are not. What? For goodness sake. Katie, yeah.
Hi. Wait, can you hear me?
Hey.
Oh, I just had a question.
Yeah.
So 1 second. I am the president of the student parent club, And my question was on Wolfpack, we have the student parent resources area. How would we go about adding our club onto that page about the student parent resources?
All right, I'm going to respond while I respond. You mute your side so that we don't have that go.
Okay.
So, I know that, Dwayne he's the, liaison to the student parent group. I added that on, to make sure that we're getting being a student, we're kind of stuck, is you have all these different, I gotta go here, I gotta go there, and it gets really just convoluted, just too much, right? So we're trying to put everything in one spot to make it easy, one central location. That's why we add that student parent resources option down there. Anything on that page though, you have to go, from what I've been told, when you go down to that bottom of that page, whoever it says is the contact person, they are technically the webmaster of that page. So they're the ones that actually are able to modify and make changes. So like, for example, student life, if you go to any student life page on the students at madisoncollege.edu, and look at any of the stuff that we got, if you go to the bottom of that page, it will say contact student life. We have access, our department has access to modify that portion of the external facing side. And any other part we don't have, right? So find whatever it says at the bottom of that, of the student parent resources as who that contact is, and then reach out to figure out how to get access from at that point. I mean, like, that was kind of what I was working with Brandon a little bit at the very end, because I had said like, hey, it's kind of a little bit out of my boundary at that point of being able to provide assistance with actually updating that site. But I gave him what I'm telling you right now is the next step, which was contact whoever's that. I think if I'm remembering correctly, it's counseling services. But I'm not 100% sure if that's right. I would double check my memory on that, Katie. But if it is counseling services, I would maybe suggest reaching out to John Boyne, Boyne. He is, he's he's very good at a counselor, but two, he's usually a pretty good head of being able to navigate different areas within that department. He may be able to provide some assistance or give you some further guidance as to who the actual admin coordinator would be that deals with the overall department aspects, and one of those being the updating of the site. I guess is where I would start, maybe is reach out to John Boyne. I don't remember anyone off the top of my head after that though. But yeah, I would say check that, and that would be the answer that would give you. Does that at least give you something? Okay, I see. Yes, it is constant sources of reach out. Okay, cool. Any other question though, Katie, that I can answer for you? Any other question that I can answer for anybody else? So. Cool. Awesome. Well, I'm gonna wrap it. Awesome. Barbara over at the news desk, give me the note. That's awesome. I don't think I have one. So yeah, again, I would say, and I'll put in the chat here, plugs at madisoncollege.edu, or you can reach out directly to me if you have help with something. Yeah, or as I want to email down, she can, but she doesn't have to. But yeah, that said, I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna get off this line. I hope everyone had a good time. and it wasn't too much of a pain, and it had some useful information for you. And, we're gonna have a pizza party for the rest of the time, so, all right? All right, sweet, sweet. Everyone have a great rest of your day. I don't think the camera actually looked at us very often throughout the entire thing, so me waving might not be doing anything, but I'm waving anyway. I hope everyone has a great, wonderful day. Be safe and enjoy what life has to offer. All right, bye-bye, everyone.
Yeah.